Yeah, it was a very challenging process, which is a good thing. I mean, it means your football team's getting better. And we went through camp, and I guess the one thing we talked about was, the players who performed the best were the players who were going to come out of camp, and we tried to hold true to our word.
Another surprise, I guess, or at least an eyebrow raiser on this list is Kenton Keith on the 9-game injured list. Tell us about the injury and the decision behind that.
Well, coming out of it, his first MRI, he was doing well and progressing and kind of day to day. But after a second look, I guess it was more serious than that. So he had surgery today, and we'll know more about it. But he's at least out for the 9 games.
What kind of surgery did he have?
For his LCL. Again, once we get out, we'll get a report from the doctors. But right now, he's on the 9-game, and we're sort of saying goodbye to him for the 9 games.
So you're content with the running backs you have?
We really are. I mean, Terry Colley and Trey Smith have done a great job. Everyone saw DeAndre Cobb at training camp. He also done a great job. So we're really happy with the backs that we have and the depth that we have.
A lot of young kids on this roster, too. Some draft picks that stuck with the club. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, we had the flexibility this year because we brought in some more veteran-type players through trades and free agency that we could add some young players and players that we felt like could upgrade our team. So our draft picks obviously did quite well. We're quite happy with the number of those guys. Rotier obviously, and Zach Carlson were 2 good pickups for us. Those guys we competed well all camp. Ray Wadlichuk did he did a great job. Scott McQuaig, they've all contributed somehow to the point now where they can be part of this organization.
Well, some of the guys even some of the guys that were released, will they be kept around, and some of the guys on the 1-game list, injury list, will be obviously kept around?
Yeah, right now we're still going through the process of creating the practice roster and looking at our reserve list and our injury list and just seeing where everybody kind of fits right now. So obviously the number one thing was to get the cut down, by 3 o'clock today.
Are you scouring the wires, so to speak, for other cut downs around the league? And if you have, is there any interest anywhere?
There's players that we've identified that if they did come free, we would take a look at them. We're still in that process right now. Our scouting department are still looking at preseason tape from other teams to see if there's anybody there that might help us in different position groups.
It's an indication that some of the cuts that were made, you're quite happy with some of the, for example, new D linemen that came into camp, linebackers.
Yeah, we really are. Those guys did a great job, and there was an open competition, and anytime you have an open competition, anything can happen, and we had that at all the position groups. So, we are happy with some of the new defensive linemen. They did a good job. They competed well, and the same thing at the linebacker position. There was quite the battle there. Those were 2 spots that were quite heated. So, we're happy with how things turned out.